introduction to backend programming. So basically, it is called backend programming or server side programming. So what you have learned till now is front end development. Basically, you just have displayed, like you just have beautified your website, but you need to work on your website. Like you need to log in, you need to display dynamic data, you need to display data from the database, or you need to upload a file, download a file, or like you have to, like you want encryption on your website or any just things. So you need a backend programming, or you need to host your website on a server. So that is why we have a backend programming. So mostly there are like two kinds of developers: the developers who work into UI and UX, that is front end development, and developers who work into backend programming, like those who work for servers and everything. And those who know both are like they just know everything, so they can work in any of the fields. So it is like you, like after doing front end development, you should do like learn about back end development. It is a bit difficult. I will not say it is easy, but yeah, so once you learn anything, you can do it like again, like you can do it further. So okay, what is server side programming? So you have your website, and you have your database and server on your backend. So basically now you want to display your data which is not written in your HTML, or you want to display a file or a document or a Excel sheet or anything on your website. Or you want to log in also, because login details are not written in HTML, right? So the when you click on a button, it will send request to a backend server, and from that you will fetch things, and the server will send response to your website. So basically this is how a server side programming works. So there are two sides: client side and server side. So client is your front end development page, which are beautified and made using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, Angular are JavaScript based frameworks, but they are used for making a single page, two page websites, and they are basically front end back end mixed. And then we have web servers. Web servers are Apache server, or like frameworks like Node and Python create their own server. Then backend languages are PHP. You can write your codes in Python, JavaScript, Ruby, Perl, Java also. And your data is saved into databases. So databases are MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL. You must have heard of MariaDB. Like the website like Wikipedia, is the data of Wikipedia is stored in MariaDB. So all that huge chunk of data is stored into a database server, and whenever you search anything, it fetches from that server, and you get to see your data. So yeah, so these are few server-side programming languages: JavaScript, PHP. PHP is also a outdated language, but yeah, you have to start with some basics. For example, you start with C programming, then you go to Java, Python, and everything. So you always start with your basics. So yeah, PHP is a basic language. Then Python-based frameworks. These are most widely used now, as they are much more reliable and easy. Then comes JavaScript based frameworks, and then PHP. Ruby is another language. It is not widely used in India, but in European nations, it is widely used. Ruby as a programming language, Ruby and Perl basically. So yeah, so few of the databases are MongoDB. It is the most widely used database in current scenario, as it is, there is no structure required for a database. So Mongo, like for a for a database you need a structure, but MongoDB is a type of database where you don't require any structure. Hence MongoDB is used currently widely. Firebase is a Google provided database which is used for your Android applications and your Flutter apps. Android applications, you everybody know. Flutter is another mobile app making framework, which is a light language than Android. You can also like use your other um, websites data in Firebase, but it is widely used for mobile apps. PostgreSQL is a structured based SQL, and MySQL, like it is basically owned by Microsoft. It is the widely used SQL language. SQL is basically your database language. So yeah, so you have these are just few examples. There are more databases called Redis. As I said about Wikipedia, we have MariaDB as also a database. So going to the frameworks. So these are few JavaScript based framework. Node.js, it is a very heavy framework, but yeah, it is the most reliable framework. The website which I had shown, that is Coders Hub. So yeah, so this we had made in using Node. Um, yeah, the Coders Hub we had made using Node, and then we have AngularJS and React.js. So now currently in industry, Angular and React are used widely. Yeah, they are a bit of confusing than Node, but like to make a single page applications, they are used widely. So coming to Python based frameworks, Flask and Django. So like now you people will learn Python and everything. So after then you can work on Flask and Django. So in introduction to these both, I would say if you want to make much smaller and easier apps, like lightweight apps, you should use Flask. And if you want to make very heavy based apps and everything, you should use Django. So yeah, and these are Python based frameworks. Basically, they use HTML, JavaScript, and everything, but to connect to your server, to connect to your database, to go to like specific links, like when you click on a button, you save few data and you go to another link. You need these frameworks to work. And the PHP based frameworks, it is Laravel. There are many other PHP based frameworks, but PHP is an outdated language. So yeah, we don't use PHP much now. You may have to learn PHP in your web programming or any of the labs if you have, but seriously, like nobody uses PHP now. So but yeah, we have to learn the concepts from the basics. So you can start with PHP, at least basics of how to connect your database and everything, and in future you can go to Node.js or Flask and Django. So when you want to do your project, you need a basically a server. So basically XAMPP is an like it is an application which provides you with a server, like it provides you with a local server. Like you cannot display website on another PC while starting on your server, but yeah, you can display your website using your server. XAMPP also provides like these are Apache, and it also has MySQL. And when you open the XAMPP dashboard in future, like if you learn about XAMPP and everything, you can open the XAMPP dashboard and it has all the databases and everything. So you can connect with XAMPP and then just run your website. I will explain now in next, like after 2 slides, I will explain one of the PHP, just a small PHP backend code, and one like about Node example. So yeah. So yeah, JavaScript frameworks like Node, React.js, AngularJS create their own server. But and even Python-based frameworks like Flask and Django create their own servers. But those are local servers. So but you can host these both frameworks website on another servers too. So that is not a difficult task. So when you host on any other servers, basically other people, if you host on internet server which is free, other people can also view your website using a link.